Welcome to Cooking Basics on Deepak Kitchen every Sunday at 11 a.m. Today, we're uncovering the science behind the pressure cooker. You'll learn how pressure raises the boiling point of water, why food cooks faster, and how to use your pressure cooker safely and confidently. So grab your cooker, stay till the end, and let's master the science that makes everyday cooking easier. Let's begin. Want to learn real cooking the simple way? Join me every Sunday for Cooking Basics and Amma's secret recipes. Come, let's cook.
For generations, cooking staple ingredients like raw lentils or chickpeas meant spending hours near an open fire. You had to constantly tend the flames and watch the pot, waiting for tough, dry ingredients to finally soften up enough to eat. The modern pressure cooker was engineered and designed to solve that exact problem. It takes a process that usually requires hours and finishes it in minutes. But if you are using it the way most people do, by counting the number of times the pot whistles, you are actually working against the tool's own design. To understand why, we have to look at what happens in a normal, open pot. This animation shows a thermometer measuring a standard pot of boiling water. Once the water hits 100 degrees Celsius, it turns into steam and floats away. You can turn the stove dial as high as you want, but the liquid will never get any hotter. You are just creating more steam, which escapes into your kitchen. When you lock the lid on a pressure cooker, that escaping vapor has nowhere to go. As more steam builds up, it creates physical pressure inside the pot. This pressure physically forces the water to stay in a liquid state longer. Instead of capping out at 100 degrees, the temperature climbs all the way to 121 degrees Celsius. That brings us to the whistle on top of the lid. The whistle is a mechanical safety valve. Its only job is to lift up and release steam if the pressure inside gets dangerously high. When that whistle blows, it is blasting away your cooking heat, moisture, and the energy you are paying for on your gas or electric bill. Every time the pot whistles, the internal temperature temporarily drops, slowing down the cooking process. You lose a little bit of the flavor and vapor you want kept in the food. Relying on the whistle as a timer wastes energy and guarantees your meals will turn out slightly different every time you make them. Instead of thinking of the pressure cooker as a boiling pot, it helps to imagine it as an extreme, high-intensity sauna. It is a sealed environment where moisture and heat are physically pushed deep into the center of your food. Look at a single grain of rice in this environment. The extreme heat forces water directly through its outer layers. The starches inside react to this superheated water by acting like tiny, thirsty sponges. They absorb the moisture and swell up rapidly, a process that turns hard grains into soft, fluffy rice in just a few minutes. The sauna effect is even more useful for ingredients that are naturally tough and dry, like these turmeric roots or dried legumes. Yellow dal, for example, is held together by rigid cell walls made of a natural glue called pectin. Boiling pectin at normal temperatures takes a long time to break down, but in a 121-degree pressurized environment, that rigid glue quickly melts away, turning heart seeds into a rich, creamy dish. The same principle applies to the thick, structural fibers inside chickpeas. Normally, you have to soak them overnight and boil them for hours just to make them chewable. The intense heat of the pressure cooker softens those stiff fibers almost effortlessly. The heavy pressure inside the pot doesn't actually cook the food. The pressure simply creates an incredibly dense cloud of superheated steam. That dense steam wraps around your food, driving heat straight into the core and cooking it in a fraction of the normal time. To properly control this intense environment, you start before the lid even goes on. First, never fill the pot to the top. For foods that expand, like rice or dal, only fill the pot halfway. For vegetables and meats, you can fill it up to 2/3. This leaves enough empty space for steam to build safely without clogging the vents. If you are cooking lentils or beans, they naturally release starch that creates a thick foam on the surface of the water. Adding just 1 teaspoon of oil or ghee to the water breaks the surface tension of that foam. This prevents bubbles from rising up and blocking the safety valve while it cooks. Once the lid is locked, place the cooker on your highest stove setting. Your goal right now is simply to bring the water up to its boiling point and build internal pressure. You leave the stove on high until you hear the very first whistle blow. This chart shows exactly why that first whistle matters. The rising line is the temperature inside your pot. The exact moment the whistle lifts, it tells you the pot has successfully reached its maximum safe pressure and is now sitting at a perfect 121 degrees Celsius. The moment you hear that sound, immediately turn your stove down to the lowest possible simmer. Because the pot is completely sealed, it requires almost zero new heat to maintain that high temperature. You want the heat just high enough to keep the pressure steady, but low enough that the whistle never blows a second time. Now that the heat is low and the temperature is locked in, you set your kitchen timer. From this point forward, you follow the cooking time in minutes required for your specific ingredients, entirely ignoring the whistle. By lowering the flame to a simmer, you stop wasting gas and you keep the heat trapped right where it belongs. You take control of the cooking environment, ensuring the temperature remains perfectly consistent for the exact number of minutes you need. When your timer goes off and the food is done, turn off the stove. At this stage, you must never force the lid open, manually lift the weight with a spoon, or carry the hot pot to the sink to run cold water over it. Instead, simply let the pot sit on the counter. This begins a process called carryover cooking. The heavy metal of the pot and the sealed environment mean the temperature inside will drop very slowly over the next 10 to 15 minutes, gently finishing the cooking process. If you were to manually lift the whistle to release the pressure quickly, the sudden pressure drop causes the superheated liquid trapped inside the food to instantly boil. The result is a violent bubbling action that physically shreds delicate foods. Grains of rice burst into mush, and soft lentils erupt, completely coating the inside of your lid. Letting the pot depressurize naturally prevents this violence. As the pressure slowly fades, the liquid inside the food stays calm. The starches have time to settle, relax, and evenly absorb the last bits of moisture, ensuring the texture remains intact. You will know the process is completely finished when the small safety pin on the lid drops down on its own. At that point, you can safely unlock the lid. Always tilt the cover away from your face as you lift it, letting the last cloud of hot steam escape safely away from your hands. Once you understand how the trapped steam actually behaves, you don't need to guess how many whistles a dish requires. By managing the flame, keeping the steam sealed inside, and letting the pressure drop naturally, you protect your food's texture and flavor, you save energy, and you can confidently serve perfectly cooked meals every single time.
I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments what cooking topic or kitchen science you'd like me to explain next. Your suggestions could be featured in an upcoming episode of Deepak Kitchen. Thank you so much for watching Deepak Kitchen. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. New episodes of Cooking Basics premiere every Sunday at 11 a.m.